What is going on? I'm Zedmont, also known as Anon the Moose on the YouTubes. It is code Zedmont in that creator boost though. And while you're throwing that creator boost in, make sure you go claim those free keys. Now, some of you have been saying those keys aren't showing up for you in your shop. If so, please do send me your details. Specifically, if you click on your username, you can get your player tag. I can try to get the devs to dig into it. I don't know if it's just people are trying to get those keys in Warships. Help me out. Let me know exactly what your issues are. Now we are going to do a potpourri of hits, a whole bunch of different hits, a whole bunch of different attacks on a couple different warships. And if you're one of those people who hates warships and wants nothing to do with it, or maybe you've already quit for the season because of all the bugs and glitches and issues that have happened, do stick around. Check those chapters. Also check the cards. There's all sorts of great stuff going on. So I try my darndest to avoid getting all up. The cards are up there, by the way. I try to avoid doing the annoying YouTubey things. That's why we've got full screen, no face cam, full Boom Beach for this video. Not to say that face cam's annoying, but we're just turning it off for this one. Now on this one, this account, I've got tick 4 flares, max level grenadiers, max level warriors, no level tanks, wherever the heck those tanks are, no level Zookas, couple level riflemen, and we've gotten into rocket Choppas. Doing good and bad. This is before rocket Choppas, making many mistakes, but we're still sitting mid 18, have lost a few boss battles, but we're blabbering too much. Let's get in and do a rocket Choppa hit. Now, I am not great at rocket Choppa hits, so I'm going to give you the basic fundamentals of what you can do and how you can use them, and you can take it from there. So this hit looks fairly straightforward. If we have a quick peek over here, you can see that we can shock those things right there. We're going to flare over to about here and then just clear all of the things. Fairly straightforward. They don't have rocket launchers, so little bit lucky, a lot bit lucky. This season is quickly turning into one of those crazy everyone fizzles season, which is not everyone's favorite, but it is a good variety. I quite enjoy the fizzle seasons, even though they are full of fizzles. And now that we're into this spot, we're just gonna clear all of the things, trying our darndest to shock as late as possible. That boom cannon turning towards the critters was a huge gift for us. We don't have Everspark, which also is a bit of an issue because it would be lovely to have those free critters coming out, but we don't have that luxury. And now we are going to do our darndest to get that next engine room and then pull out as quickly as we possibly can, trying to get some critters on that sniper tower. Our rocket Choppas will take care of that though. Don't have to worry about flamethrowers, of course. And then those critters might just get out front, but I think we've already lost by the looks of things. Gonna get that shock on that Doom Cannon, and then just rushing that final engine room with full-on kamikaze goodness. That is a slow rocket Choppa time. A good rocket Choppa time is like 3:03, 3 minutes, something like that. Let's see what we did against Dragon McSquiggles. Lost by 1 second. That one hurt. Jumping into their replay, let's see what they're doing, and same thing, except for they have Everspark. Little bit of a benefit for them because they're going to get some free critters out. Also, don't copy this base. This base is behind. I always make a point. See, same thing. They're doing the quick pull out as well. And their pullout method worked better than mine. So they took down some engine rooms quicker than we did by fractions of a second. Not sure if that was Everspark's critters helping or they just were a little bit more urgent. Now, on my next chest, I'm also going to get the option to go back here and get rocket launchers. Let's jump out of this account though. Speaking of jumping, you'll notice this account has not made the jump to the 4 engine room level. That is 1,000% on purpose. Even though we've got the keys to do it, the tokens to do it, I would suggest not jumping until you can at the very least get the Doom Cannon. But many players out there who aren't super happy with smoke or aren't comfortable with smoke, consider going and getting Scorchers and then Bombardiers instead. I am not playing them on any of my accounts, but Bombardiers and Scorchers might be your way forward if you don't like the fragile nature of rocket Choppas. Now, I at one point had 3 accounts in the Global 500. I have fallen out in a big way. This account is down in 16, but the important part is this account is collecting in gold. If you're sitting in iron and you can jump up to collect in gold, those extra keys are going to help you in a big way later on in the season. We are at the 3 engine room level. I'll show you my tech tree quickly. You'll notice my medics are tick 1. That's all you really need against rocket launchers. Also notice that my Everspark is tick 1. That's all you really need as far as getting her to spit critters out. If you're going to use her Critter Swarm or Explosive Charge, maybe you want to upgrade her, but I have been hoarding keys and using them elsewhere. I'll also notice I do not have artillery. Artillery might be useful at some point, but it's just so expensive and it's not, you're not able to BART out engine rooms at this point in the season. Okay, so they have 3 rocket launchers. I have yet to see someone with a hot pot and maxed rocket launchers and maxed boom cannons and maxed cannons. This person also has flamethrowers. Now, we could smoke to the back here, get into the blind spot of that rocket launcher and take out, but we're just going to go full frontal on this one. My tanks are tick 1, so it's going to be all about the Grens, and we are going to go to the right-hand side. Just don't drop your medics quite yet. You will greatly regret it, if you drop your medics before your Grens have taken any sort of damage. What they're going to do is they're going to run to that flag, and you are going to run and hide because your troops are all dying and you are very sad. So wait for your troops to take a little bit of damage, get some critters out on that boom cannon on the right, and then we should, in theory, be able to walk through all of this. Like, we're good at this point. We can throw a critter set back there on that mortar, which is going to distract things, also going to help take down some of those buildings. Boom cannon has come to our side, and we have already won this battle. Keeping on pumping those over there on that mortar, because as soon as that mortar goes down, those critters are going to take out the rocket launcher in behind. Boom cannon going to come unshocked, but our critters will take care of that. And that one boat of medics walking us through this entire base. So tick 1 medics, saving all sorts of our resources and getting that shock out so that our critters will help, and then shooting over that gap. Shooting over gaps with Grens. I know a lot of you really don't like Grenadiers, but using that mechanic where they always miss long to your advantage can be incredibly useful. And 3s can beat 4s. I haven't seen a 5 yet on my 3, but in theory, with Warriors, you could also beat a 5. Lots and lots of different ways to play this season. I've got replays of smoking Grens, of smoking Zookas, of smoking Warriors, all on the channel. So if you have any questions about which troops to use or how to best use them, please hit me up in the comments. I reply to basically every comment. One more warship. Now this one, of course, has rocket launchers. They're only at level 10, unfortunately, which means they're only at tick 3. Level 4, of course, given that little bit of extra damage. This is my tank account, or it was my tank account, until I had to start using Grenadiers because tanks were just getting absolutely pummeled. So on this account, look at this one, for example. King Frog, look at that, is just an absolute gift. Thank you, King Frog. That was fantastic. Shagalo, talking about that 5 engine room. 5 engine rooms are coming, and Grenadiers against a 5 engine room, smoking to get out of the way and then just clearing all the way across. Now, if you're wondering what those warriors are for, warriors being faster than grenadiers means that you can clear mines using warriors and save yourself some gunboat energy as we keep that doom cannon shocked. But as you saw by the time, we got to come all the way back to here. So really depends on your base. This base has not been touched in days. So again, don't copy my base. Go on that leaderboard. Find someone who has a similar tech to you that is a higher win rate. I always look for the highest win rate. So here, Corey Shop or TikTok would be the base that I would jump to. We can see they've got rocket launchers and that sky shield and the doom cannon. So maybe, just maybe, I want to copy them, but realistically, I can do better than that. We can go up into the diamond level, find a base up there and copy that one. I always try to give the shout out to whoever's base I copied. I believe this was Dr. Phoenix from Join at Own Risk. He's probably way up. And you can always tell who people who are either in Join at Own Risk or impersonating them because they've got that do not enter sign on their name, like Zen Buddha. Let's give this the old college try. As you can see there, Tick 1 warriors here, they work fine. All they need to do is hit a shock mine. That's their number one goal. Now, we are smoking grenadiers on this account still, which is incredibly frustrating against rocket launchers, so hopefully this goes well. We've got Tick 1 smoke. I have been very tempted to upgrade that. So far, I've held out, though. For those of you who just joined the channel, I have been known to hoard keys and tokens longer than I probably should. Part of that is because I know a whole bunch of you are not as high, so by hoarding keys, I give you guys a chance to catch up. Part of that is also just sheer indecision. Once you've spent keys and tokens in warships, they're gone forever, and there's no undo button, and it only costs diamonds to change things, which can be incredibly frustrating. Okay, where shall we go? Now, one of my favorite paths this season has been here, like walking to here. That diagonal, by the way, reminder, troops only walk on 45-degree angles, whether it be 0, 45, 90, 135, you can do the math. That is incredibly helpful when trying to figure out where the heck your troops are going to go. I'm going to warn you here, the number of times I've tried to throw a smoke and I've thrown critters instead is way higher than it probably should be. Quick other note, why people have their oh shit, what did I just shoot? What did I just do? That was not supposed to happen. Why people have their statues and things at shore is because that way when you're scouting, you accidentally click on the map like I kind of just did in a sort of roundabout way, and bad things happen. Quick note, when you're smoking grenadiers, ignore your warriors. Throw your smokes for your grenadiers, not for your warriors. You're going to have a very bad time. Man, is Everspark dead or is she just out of GBE? Okay, so she appears to be dead somewhere. Maybe? Oh, there she is, right underneath where I was trying to show you how to check on where the mines are. So this is not going well at all, and this is where being on the YouTubes and trying to demo things is a huge detriment to where I end up on the season. But I just don't like being one of those people who only show replays. That's why I try to show you live battles, talking and playing and clicking. Not always going super smoothly though, as you can see. Now it's going to be up to my rocket launchers to try to save me something from, oh, they retreated, so we have a lot, we've got a chance. So you're saying there's a chance. We're gonna hopefully get all of our troops to come focus on this machine gun as that sniper tower and cannon start, well, sniping us, I suppose, from that left-hand side or right-hand side. Left-hand side, if you look the way the grenadiers are going, right-hand side. Otherwise, really wishing that Everspark was alive right about now. And this is where your Grens overshooting is incredibly useful. They're going to take out that boom cannon eventually. They're also going to hopefully take out those cannons, and this is just going to be an absolute down to the wire battle as we throw our critters on that left-hand side, trying to get rid of that boom cannon. But now we've put ourselves in a precarious spot because we wanted to get rid of the boom cannon, which brought our troops in way too close. Need to get some gunboat energy, get the heck away, just to give ourselves any sort of chance to win. Ugly. If we can pull out the win from me wasting not only GBE on the flare, but also troops while I was trying to talk and flare and drop troops. Quick note, you'll never, ever, ever see me dropping a flare before I drop my troops when smoking Grens. Always drop the flags, get them moving, and then throw the flare. Did we win? Did we lose? Martinowicz. Sorry about the timing. Sorry about the delay there, but picked up the win. We were talking about join at own risk and those do not enter signs. Picked up a win in the most bizarre way. So I'll try to show you one more Gren smoke hit. Those rocket launchers paying all the dividends. And right about now is that crux where people are like, do I go back and get rockets because they suck to go against? Or do I push forward and get to 5 engine rooms? As soon as people in 5 engine rooms have rockets, it is over. This season is going to be just punching you in the back of the head. So a lot of you like this, a lot of you don't. I like it as a change, but if this was every season, warships would not survive, in my opinion. Where's their 3rd rocket launcher? I am missing something. I feel like, oh, they've only got tick 1 rockets. That is going to be very helpful. So a little bit less of a concern. Let's make sure that Everspark's got that universal remote loaded. Yes, she does. Probably going to be a shock mine clicking on the Grenadier boom mine back there. Okay, so warriors are going to hit that. We should be good. Let's give this the old college try. I'm going to throw that about there. We're going to get this about here. Getting Everspark out before our last set of Grenadiers, and then flaring over to that top 500 trophy, hoping to knock their top 500 trophy off its pedestal. Everspark barely clinging on, troops barely clinging on, flare barely, you guessed it, clinging on. But the fact that Everspark is alive this time should do a whole bunch of good things for us, as long as she stays alive for a couple seconds as she walks forward into, like, she's going to get shot squarely in the face. And this is where Everspark's range being lower than the rest of the Grens is just a huge problem. Trying our darndest to take out not only, there we go, see that rocket launcher in behind getting taken out by our Grens was goal number 1. Goal number 2 is getting an engine room, and then we should be able to take out that next rocket launcher as our troops shoot over that gap. I find it incredibly satisfying to see our Grens shooting over the gap, but again, that all comes down to your preferences. Really need that rocket launcher to go down. If that rocket launcher, there we go. Now we are absolutely golden. We're going to lose some of the Grens from that right-hand side, I would guess 2. But the rest of the goodness is happening by, this is where, watch this, watch that back engine room. We have a very good chance of our Grens shooting long, I talked about this earlier, and taking out the back engine room, which means we don't have to go anywhere near that Doom Cannon, which could, in theory, be very good for us. While we're waiting, I'm going to throw one set of critters here, hoping to get rid of that Boom Cannon right there, which is going to set us up for that next engine room. And I am going to say that we're going to get all of these engine rooms. Look at that. Back engine room first, front engine room second. Yes, they only had tick 1 rocket launchers, but we managed to pull off a pretty decent hit. Don't have to go anywhere near the Sky Shield or the Doom Cannon, all because of that diagonal walk. This is slow and painful. Waiting for your hits to end can take forever. Not a huge fan of that aspect of this season, but otherwise, I kind of like the fact that this has been a very, very hard season, but that's very easy for me to say as someone who has instant training on 3 accounts. I know 3 accounts of instant training is ridiculous, but those of you who support the channel, do stick around till the end, please, to show all of the people who are members of the channel, people who have become Patreons, or if you use code ZMOD in your shop as well. All of those things greatly, greatly affect my ability to show you different kinds of warships, different kinds of tech trees, different kinds of attacks. Sadly, I have to babble on as we wait for these Grens to hit the mark, but as you saw there, smoking them nice and close or flaring them nice and close gets you the ability to have them miss less often. Let's get the heck away from warships for a second. We are going to do Imitation Game to start with, then we'll do an Operation Attack. Hopefully, again, check the chapters down below. You can see that I have not boosted the Zuka Damage Tribe. I have boosted this and this Zuka Damage Tribe. Obviously, if you're a Zuka player, you want to boost that. But more importantly, let's just show how silly and ridiculous unboosted attacks on Imitation Game can be. Now, if you're in a task force, this is an easy way to pick up some free powder and some free intel for your task force. And if you're not in a task force, please join a task force. Even if you don't do anything task force oriented, if you don't attack operations, if you don't chat, just getting the free rewards and getting, all you have to do is provide intel for your many task forces anyways. Lots and lots of rewards, 29 diamonds every single day is nothing to turn your nose up at. Let's keep going. Like, the fact that we can just throw all of our barrage, I assume we can do all 7 stages, but we're gonna have to wait and find out. Max level troops, Boom Beach, if you're out there, Supercell, if you're listening, please refresh the cycle of evil. We are gonna bring Mr. Bullet with us just in case we'd run out of gunboat energy and have to use some form of a hero or a troop. But yeah, this Imitation Game is a joke. War Factory has gotten a little bit better since critter launchers were added, but please, Supercell, make these things better. You'll also note, for those of you new to the channel who have lasted this far, kudos to you for starters, but you'll notice that Imitation Game has not been updated in years, and how you can tell that is the fact that we see 0 critter launchers. There are 0 HQ-25s, there are 0 critter launchers. This is a throwback to a less good time, and it would be really, really cool if Imitation Game could actually be difficult. I'm not sure it would, I think it would make more people play it initially, but they'd have to boost the rewards as well, I feel like, because with that destroy button and the 3 times mode, things have gotten a little bit ridiculous on the main base side of things. Stage 6, we are not going to get it down to start with. We're going to farm some gunboat energy with Mr. Bullet, and he's going to get grabbed by that grappler, and then we are going to flare onto that final I was going to say engine room. It's not an engine room, but it is that right there. Getting a flare out, getting a shock out, getting Bullet onto the engine room, getting him onto that final headquarters. I don't even know what their headquarters, outpost, engine room, power core, whatever the heck you want to call it. All Bullet using that grappler express. Stage 6, man, that was some high skill stuff there. And for those of you who are a low level, that's what, you know what? That's what I stop the presses, change everything. We are going to do it a little bit more stupid than that. We are going to go something like this. We are going to bring the stunner in just to show all of you who voted for the stunner why they should never be voted again. Shockeneers, by the way, do check the cards. Where's that card button I got down there? Do check the cards up there, because Shockeneers are shockeneeringly good. They can do magical things, and these stunners can do no good things, except for tiny bits of ridiculous fun. So we're going to bring Kavan, because he's going to give us any sort of value. And then we are going to drop these guys. And when you're dropping them, don't drop them all at the same time. You want to drop them bit by stinking little bit. That way they shoot bit by stinking little bit. You want their shots to be separated by a little bit of time. That way there's always shots coming out. They're not coming out all at the same time. Of course, when a hot pot pops up, that changes everything. But our primary power is going to come from the riflemen. We're essentially beating this base using just Kavan and or riflemen because these stunners are doing nothing good for us. But I'd be amazed if we lost any troops because these guys are just pumping out all of the shocks. Do beat some people using all stunners. It is a great way to make people look at their replays. No one looks at their replays these days, but if you see someone beating you using all stunners, maybe, just maybe, you might jump in and look at your replay log because these guys throwing sky-high moon bombs is fairly ridiculous. Come on, stage 7. Let's take this puppy down. This person does have a bunch of ice, by the way, as you can see back there. They've got at least 4 blue statues, probably more. And we are walking through their base. We've lost 1 stunner, probably 2 stunners, probably have walked over a boom mine and or gotten hit by that doom cannon back there. This is silly, like just straight up full on ridiculous mode. Let's get rid of that doom cannon using all of our gunboat energy. Just pummeling the doom cannon, hoping that some of our rifles make it back there to that shield generator. Otherwise, we're never going to take this down. You could wait for weeks of stunners throwing towards that engine room and not take it down. But stage 7, Imitation Game, 8 boats of stunningly useless troops, and we managed to beat it unboosted. Pretty darn ridiculous, pretty darn fun. Let me know how you've been using stunners. We will try an operation hit now and see if we can. I'm not going to use, spoiler alert, I'm not going to use stunners. There is no chance that I use stunners. Maybe a slight chance, but very, 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 very unlikely. Let's clear all of our NPCs. This is how I like to do it, by scrolling through my replay log. I find that's the fastest way rather than having to scroll across your map. But just know that sometimes you're going to end up on somewhere you've already been because they do land. Let's see how we got some replays here. Defended. Anyways, jumping into an up hit. Okay, I said I was not going to use stunners. I have changed my mind. We're going to give this a go. I don't expect good things. We're going to get rid of those rockets. We are doing ribbon cable on dead end. We are going to try to use a combination of stunners and laser rangers just to mix in some of the latest and greatest best things in Boom Beach combined with the worst things. Laser rangers are a lot of fun on this hit. If you've never tried this, please do give it the old college try. I've been saying college try a ton on this channel lately. We are going to clear all of this stuff using the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful laser rangers. And then we're going to throw a shock about there. All of the critters doing all of the great, great things. And then we need to get a shock over there as well. So rocket launchers are going to become a problem about now. But thankfully, we've got all sorts of free gunboat energy from clearing all of the things. Watch our GBE numbers just absolutely skyrocket, just going through the roof as these ladies and gents clear all of the things anywhere near them. And now we're going to get the heck away from those shock launchers. Have gotten that shield gen down, and now we are going to run the heck away, clearing some mines just because those laser rangers don't do a good job of clearing mines. That's about the only thing they don't do a great job of. So we are going to make darn certain that those mines get cleared so our ladies don't walk through them. And then as Everspark gives us all of the critters, they're going to clear the rest of the mines. And then as that shield gen goes down, we should be all good to walk through the rest of this base. So need to come back to about here. And then as we get back there, we're going to throw a shock on that shock launcher. Our troops are going to take out the rest of that there Power core, yes, I said the right word for once, as they shoot the mortars in behind. Just absolutely silly. Would have been far, 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 far better to mix in a couple boats of bombardiers instead of these silly, silly shock dudes. But you know what? Sometimes you gotta try something a little bit ridiculous. We are gonna end the video right there with a Laser Ranger Stunner solo on ribbon cable, assuming it goes down. Come on, Power Core. That felt kind of like Warships waiting for that final engine room to go down. On the plus side, at least we didn't fizzle, I suppose. Okay, so as always, thank you for coming in, liking, sharing, subscribing, using code ZMOD in your shop, but more importantly, thank you for watching to the very, very end and commenting. It means a ton to me, more than I can express in words. Anyways, keep booming those beaches. I'm ZMOD. Thanks for coming in. Peace.